Whenever I start making a miniature, I start from the ground up. I find by doing this, it's easy to control the pose of the miniature. For the frame, I use square toothpicks, and for the ball that the soldier rolls on, I used my glass beads rainbow set from Michaels. With these, I could just insert the toothpick with some super glue, but you could easily use a marble and just use baking soda and super glue to attach the toothpick. And to add some scenery to the base, I just used Milliput to make a rock texture. And as I always do, I just pushed in some rocks into the Milliput for scenery. As you can see here, the toothpick fit in nice and snugly. All I need is a little bit of super glue to keep it in place. To connect the frame together, I used my method of wetting a piece, dipping that in baking soda, adding a droplet of super glue, and connecting the pieces. I then follow up with a toothpick to clean it up, and add more baking soda and super glue if I have to. I've used this method in my Sturge build and my Ballista build. I set both the joints in the torso area at an angle. I wanted these to be leaning forward, as if they were rolling towards the players. I then added some more toothpicks at a right angle to serve as the shoulders. I connected one at an angle as if it was rearing back with a sword up. As I build miniatures, I keep my vision of the pose and build to match. Next, I took a break from the main frame and worked on the sword. To make the sword, I just used a tooth of a comb and a small piece of plastic from a bread twist tab for the crossguard. To connect the pieces to the bases, I used the same method of wetting, dipping in baking soda, and using super glue. However, I made sure to wet half of the sphere. By doing that, I could push the baking soda down into the super glue without making it excessive. This worked pretty well, and it was a nice clean bond. These pieces definitely needed gears, so to do so, I used the metal gears from Amazon. I'll provide a link in the description below. I just cut these to what I needed them to be, and then used the super glue and baking soda to connect them. And I didn't worry if it made mechanical sense or not. This is a silly little automaton soldier, so I don't really care. When it comes to the method of wetting, dipping in baking soda, and connecting with super glue, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. You just need to have some patience and make sure you get it done right. I wanted to incorporate the dental picks that I used in my previous Animunculi build, and I found the perfect opportunity with the struts that would attach the piece to the ball. I just sized them up with a miniature and adjusted my cut to make it fit. I was really happy with the way the struts turned out. These automaton soldiers needed some armor plating, and to make that I used the easy method of using fake acrylic nails. For the front piece I narrowed it down by cutting it with scissors, and for the pauldrons I would just use the smallest nails. After adding the gears, the shoulders weren't quite wide enough, so I added a longer toothpick on top. I could then super glue a sphere of Milliput in each of the crevices to act like a ball joint. Fake acrylic nails make great shields, but I had these really awesome buttons that I got from a thrift store. I'm sure you could pick up something like this from a fabric store. Connecting the pieces was very simple. It was just a matter of super gluing them together. To make the arms, I used the same methods that I've been using so far. I made sure to spread out the super glue to further strengthen the toothpicks. With the arms done, I could attach the pauldrons. Super simple. To add some detail, I added a couple rhinestones on the pauldrons as well. Now I struggled with the head for quite a while. I tried a lot of different beads for the head, and I finally landed on one that looked good. And to give it a Roman centurion look, I cut up one of the gears and placed it on top. And I was really happy with the result. With the build done, I could spray paint them black and paint them a bronze goldish color. I highlighted with the Inca gold and then carefully applied a Citadel wash in the low points. And using the beads as inspiration, I made eye sensors by pinning the circles satina. And there you have it, 2 Dwemer Animunculi. While they're not incredibly detailed and they don't look exactly like the Dwemer structures, I'm pretty happy with the results. If you're thinking about making your own, I'll put a list of the materials I used in the description below. And as always, consider subscribing, I got more episodes on the way. But until next time, thanks for watching, and keep on crafting.